Check, check, check. All right. Well, down 0-3, losing in conflicting fashion. 106-99. The offense of the Dallas Mavericks has just absolutely failed them. Failed them. The Mavs have been terrible offensively in the finals. And you know, we're not an awesome offensive team. Like, we're not in the upper echelon, but those last couple months of the season and rolling into the playoffs and through the playoffs, the defense has carried us. The defense is still solid. You give up 106 points to the Celtics. You know, I know a lot of people want to talk about bad defense and bad matchups and all that kind of stuff. Guys, this is being lost on the offensive end because this team all of a sudden cannot make shots. Cannot make shots. So let me just address a couple people in the chat. What's up, AJ Arc? I don't know how to say that, man. How you want to parse that out? But you said you're just feeling bad vibes. Feels worse than 06. For those who remember, it absolutely does not feel worse than 06. I just wanted to address that right now. This is nothing close to the ripping out of my chest cavity that 2006 was, as the Mavs went up 2 games, I want to say. Went up 2-0 on the Heat, and it's looking like we're about to cruise to a finals championship, an NBA championship in 06. We've been resoundingly outplayed in this series. Like, this isn't like, oh, guys, we're so close. No. We are playing a better team, and we chose a really bad time to forget how to play Mavericks basketball. And Kyrie was awesome tonight, and Luka wasn't, right? Kyrie was awesome tonight, and Luka defensively was a turnstile far too often. And then just, I don't know. I mean, I'm a bigger Mavs fan than just about anybody. And I'm, you know, when you stack up games watched and years watched and all that kind of stuff. Like I'm a big Mavs fan. You know, I'm not a Johnny come lately. I'm old enough to use that expression. That's how long I've been a Mavs fan. But I did not expect to get in his feelings in his own way, Luka Doncic tonight. I mean, can we talk about the catastrophe that the refs were throwing a legit superstar out on a bang real iffy play where the offensive player initiates all the contact? Listen, I'm not a conspiracy guy at all, but it's got to be clear to all of us at this point that the refs don't like Luka. They are just not giving him the benefit of the doubt. You don't throw out one of the best 2 or 3 players in the league in a finals game on their home court when they're down 0-2. I just don't think another superstar has ever been treated with that level of disrespect. And listen, I'm the guy who says, call a foul. Like, that's me, right? Like, call a foul. But in that moment, you cannot give a 6th foul on a call like that. I don't know. Did y'all think that was the right call? Or like here's the thing. Context matters. I know we all just want to say, well, just call it by the book. Just call it by the book. They never have and they never will. Right? Luka gets the benefit of a lot of calls by being a superstar, by creating a lot of contact. That superstars always get the advantage of calls. Always. And Luka Doncic just does not get the same type of whistle that SGA gets. Heck, that Ant Edwards gets. Don't talk to me about Steph and LeBron. But giving him his 6th in that scenario, I'm sure it's happened in big games, like in finals games before, where a superstar player got ejected. It just hasn't ever happened to my memory. Like with 4 minutes left in the game, on a call where the offensive player initiates the contact, to give the 6th foul, the 6th and final foul, to the other team's best player, MVP candidate. Like it's just like, I don't understand. I don't understand how they can do that. Simply Outclass says, simple as that. They're the better team. Yeah, they clearly are the better team. They're the better coach team. They played better as a team. They're not in over their skis, right? As far as like the pressure. I am shocked. I got some notes over here that I'll go to in a second. I'll talk about some statistics in a second, but like I don't even care. I'm just so crestfallen. I'm so mad. I'm really, more than mad. I'm mad that they gave Luka that foul. I am mad about that. I feel like that's some real BS. Like that's some real bad stuff. But we didn't lose this game because of the refs. Don't be that fan. Don't be that fan. In your anger, in your frustration, in your sadness, don't be that guy. The Mavs are playing crap basketball. They're playing crap defense and crap offense. It's amazing to me that they're playing such bad defense and they still held the Celtics to 106. One of the best offenses in the world. That's how good their defense is. I swear to you, this isn't in my notes anywhere. I swear to you, I've been saying this 3 games now in this series. There are buckets for Gafford and Lively, and I don't know why we're not trying. Like, and you say, well, they tried a couple times for Gafford. Okay, a couple times. No, the buckets are there. I know we've got to rely on Luka and Kyrie, but they are daring you. They are daring you to put fouls on their players by dropping the ball off. Like, I don't understand it. I know they're seeing things that I'm not seeing. I know they have eyes that I don't have. They have the expertise that I lack. I'm just saying I see massive mismatches for D-Live, especially on those cross matches. Check the second comment. Yeah. I know. I saw that. But I was responding to the first comment. I know. We're in our feelings, man. I get it. Their lack of consistent shooting will catch up to them at some point. That's a really fair point, Richard. The defense has been so spectacular, and the shot making from Luka and Kyrie in the other rounds of the playoffs has been so timely and so otherworldly Yeah, we've made up for it. But yeah, the shooting of DJJ, the shooting of PJ, the lack of shooting from we don't have one elite shooter that we can bring off the bench. We don't have one guy that you're like, oh, let's give him the ball. Oh man, we'll probably talk about this in passing. How many minutes did Tim Hardaway play tonight? 19 minutes. Guys, I thought we were over that. I thought we were through this. I thought we'd finally moved on. 19 minutes and a must-win home game. And you say, well, I kept seeing these prats, these idiots on Twitter going, kid can't, he doesn't have anyone else to go to. He doesn't have anyone else to go to. My guy, he's got Dante Exum sitting in a chair. You may go, well, Dante Exum's going to be the hero. Dante Exum's going to be the answer. I'm not saying he's going to be the answer. But Tim Hardaway Jr. has proven to us what he is. I just could not believe it. I could not believe it. The charge was a legit foul. Unfortunately, it's all the other calls that have baffled me. The charge, you mean the blocking fault? The blocking call against Luka was legit? I don't think so. If that's what you mean. If not, please correct me. You said the charge, which was a legit foul. They called a block on Luka. That was his 6th foul. Yeah, you have no excuse to lose this game. No excuses about KP. Yeah, they came out, and despite Kyrie really shooting well and having a nice game, yeah, they are not the better team, and they are not an equal team. So let me just wrote down. Let me read a couple of my notes, and then we'll look at some stats from some players. You guys keep commenting, and I'll keep engaging too. We got outclassed, we got out schemed, we got out coached. I think those things were kind of like that could happen. Got outclassed. They clearly have the roster with more talent, and you just tip your cap and go, okay, this roster's to this point was better built, right? The fact that they got Drew Holiday was just mind-boggling to me. That Milwaukee did that, I was just like, wow, gosh. I think the rest of the league was feeling the same thing. But outclassed, out-schemed, and out-coached, yeah, that's like a given, right? Here are the two that I did not see coming, and yet has happened throughout this entire series. We are the team that gets the 50-50 balls. We're the team that out-scraps and out-fights. We're the team that hunkers down and battles and goes to war. And this team is killing, at least according to my eyes. I don't have the data or anything like that right now. But this team is crushing us on 50-50 balls. They are out-hustling us. How many times do we just look flummoxed and perplexed by their rotations and their ball movement? It's just, and we look flat-footed. In the other 3 rounds, our defenders were always moving, always adapting, always rotating. How many times are we just going to be caught flat-footed? So they're just out 50-50 balling us like out the wazoo. And then just having more grit. I didn't think there was a chance that the Celtics would have more grit. I know that's not a measurable quantity or, measurable quality, but like, you know what I mean, right? The Celtics clearly are battling harder and want it more. At least that's what their play shows. And that's what their execution shows, right? They are out there running circles around us. And I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think there was a chance that the Celtics would out-battle us and would out 50-50 ball us. I didn't think there was a chance of that. I have seen so many guys roll right into the lane and grab an offensive rebound when Gafford or D-Live are in the paint. Like, I cannot believe it. It's embarrassing. It's an embarrassment tonight. Start with the coach. Start with Jason Kidd. You should be embarrassed, Jason Kidd. I am embarrassed of you tonight. You should be embarrassed of Luka. Embarrassed of his defense tonight. Embarrassed of him getting in his own head. Not going to that deadly place, but going into that whiny crybaby place. Oh, you can't talk to Luka like that? You think you're a bigger fan of Luka than I am? Maybe you are. I don't know, man. Maybe you are. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. And I think it's It's love, right, that holds people accountable. It's love and leadership that will call people out when they need to be called out. Kyrie was good offensively tonight. He's been so bad defensively in this series. I don't hold that too much against him because he's not a good defender. The best he can be is passable, right? All this talk throughout the playoffs of Kyrie's really been a good defender. I'm like, I don't know about that, my guy. But he had been passable in previous series, and he's been bad. He's been bad in this series. Let's talk about some stats, right? Here we go. I didn't have the heart to put it on the screen. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm just going to read off some numbers to you. Mavs shoot 44% from the field and 36% from three and 87.5% from free throw. You should probably win that game. This Mavs team should probably win the game with those numbers. 44% from the field, 36% from three. They did shoot, catch this. Wow, I didn't realize this. They shot 21 more three-pointers than we did. They shot the same percentage. The Celtics shot 37%, we shot 36%. And they shot 21 more threes. We shot 25, they shot 46. Golly. That's incredible. That's hard to overcome. Both teams shot very low free throws. They shot 14. We shot 16. So basically a push. Turnover, super low turnover game. Mavs with 8. Celtics with 9. Rebounds, we out-rebounded them pretty solidly. 43-36. They out-assist us huge. 26-15. They out-block us. What happened to our shot blockers, man? Oh, they're being pulled out of the paint. Yeah. What happened to them, though? What happened? You could just scheme them out of the game? That blocks was 6-1 advantage of Celtics. Defensive rebounds, we won by 6. Offensive rebounds, we won tonight in both categories. Set push, but 7-6, right? Points off of turnovers, a push 13-12. Celtics win slightly. Points in the paint, we dominate. Of course, they're shooting 21 more threes than we're shooting. Points in the paint, 52-36. We should have had tonight. I'm telling you, we could have had 70 points in the paint. Like, with the amount of easy shots that Luka lost and fouls that didn't get called, we could have scored. I feel like Luka in particular, not Kyrie, but I feel like Luka could get a amazing look at the cup almost every single drive. You might go, yeah, but by the fourth quarter he'll be worn out with that kind of like taking that kind of beating. Maybe that might be fair. I still feel though that he could get a great look. Not that he's going to make everyone, but that he could get an awesome look at the cup basically anytime he wants. And if not at the cup, then he's going to spin, pivot, and shoot that little fadeaway over his shoulder. All right. Fast break points, 12 apiece. Second chance points, 14-6. We win that. Steals, 5-4. We win that. Personal fouls, 17-19. Very, very close. Yeah, so the Mavs could have absolutely won this game. Mavs should have won this game. Mavs did not win this game because the team got out executed and they fouled Luka out. And so, all right, let's look at some of y'all's comments. I got other things to say, but I'm trying not to be angry online. It might be Timmy's last game as the Mav. I've been saying that for 3 years. So, I don't know, man. I hope it's Timmy's last game as a Mav, but I've been saying that for a minute. AJ says, Maxey being a stretch 4 that can't stretch the floor is annoying. Yeah, he used to be able to. He can't anymore. Maxey is such an emotional shooter, right? He gets in his head and he loses confidence. I mean, at least that's how I read him. Like, some guys are emotional shooters, right? They really are. A lot of guys are, actually. And then some guys are just machines. Steph is a machine. Clay is a machine. Ray Allen is a machine. Like, they could be having a great night or a terrible night, and they're just machines, right? Maxey obviously does not deserve to be compared to those guys as a shooter, but he's a very emotional shooter. Like, he needs big confidence to be taking big shots, and it seems like he has none. AJ says he didn't want to take the shots. Tim had a useless 20 minutes in a game 3 of the finals that we had to win. Yeah. The poor rotation bothers me too. Yeah, the defense has been horrible. Are they not communicating? I think they're just confused, man. I think the Celtics really have this defense. This defense, which is the way we've been winning, right? Is through this defense. It really has our defense confused. Richard says, I really thought Gafford Lively would feast in this series. The fact that they've been basically a non-factor is surprising. Yeah, non-factor is a kind way to put it, I almost think. Yeah, I mean, I think they've been a liability. You know, they're allowing them not being able to rotate to cover a corner three is really, really hard. It's really, really hard. I mean, we are just playing into the Celtics' hands, basically. Yeah. All right, so I asked you guys on Twitter, and you guys in the chat, please keep on chatting and I'll respond. But I asked some of the crew on Twitter X what I always ask after a win or a loss. And then we kind of go over it. What you thinking, what you feeling. Got a few responses. Here we go. Let's see what people are thinking and feeling as the internet tries to remember if it can do it. KG, my buddy. KG, salute. One of the best follows you'll have for Mavs basketball. KG veteran. Just incredibly thoughtful, incredibly insightful, very even keel. He says a lot of frustration. The NBA is WWE and our team really didn't play well. Yeah, there's a narrative, right? WWE. I'm assuming I don't know if you mean WWE as in the physicality or as in the theatricality. I'm assuming you mean the theatricality because there is a narrative that's being worked, right? There's a narrative in play. And I don't mean conspiracy. I just mean there's a clear team that the league would like to win. Andres says, I'm thinking about this whole season. It's been great. We're going to win a championship. I think you mean someday, right? Yeah. I think Luka will win a championship too in Dallas. Boy, better be in Dallas. Woo! Better be Dallas. Fire Jerry Jones. Trade Hardy, Green, your tradable first, and salary for a third option on the wing. Use the MLE on a guard. Re-sign DJJ. I'm not sure all those things can happen. Money's going to get real tight real fast. I know that Tim Hardaway will have to be off the books for us to kind of do anything reasonable. And Green only makes $16 million, and I'm not sure he would be considered a real positive asset. Green is playing like one or two spots up as like a ninth man. Green's really solid as like a sixth or seventh man. He just does not deliver on the big stage. Michael says, season is over. Great season. Now focus on getting the missing pieces in the offseason. Hey, I don't like the pessimism of the season's over, but I'm not sure you're wrong. And I do think that they're going to do some things in the offseason. I really do. Absolutely, Michael. I'm not ready for this season to be over. Every statistic says it is. Big Boss, I feel nothing for some reason. Not sure why, but I'm empty. Your soul has been crushed, Big Boss. I can kind of relate. Except I am a little angry that they fouled Luka out. I am a little angry about that. I've been watching the league for 35 years. I've been watching the league for over 35 years. And you don't foul out superstars. Unless it's like egregious, right? And like he tries to pants the guy or he slaps him in the back of the head and going for a shot. You know? On a bang play like that, that's a no call. It's one of two things. Here we go. Listen. Is this a homer? Maybe. That's a no call. Or that's a charge on Brown. That's what that is. But you do not foul out one of the most important players in the league in the finals when his team desperately needs a win. You just don't do that. And what I mean by that is that's not how the game has been officiated historically. I don't mean it's like some spiritual rule. I'm just saying that's how they've always done it. Nathan says, this is a young team. Now we're getting experience. Just need a couple more pieces. We'll be back. Yeah, some of these guys don't need to be back. We need shooting. We need more shooters. Cowboys front office assistant says Jason Kidd was wrong for that timeout. I don't know what timeout you're talking about. Jason Kidd was wrong for the Hardaway minutes. Dante Exum's number one fan. Hey, I'm right there with you, man. Or lady. It just sucks because they may never be back. Oh, gosh. That's some cold water reality garbage that I don't want that, Dante Exum. I wanted you playing. I wanted Dante Exum playing tonight. Brittany, what's up? Brittany says everything hurts and I'm dying. Yeah. I just want to give you Dr. Evil welcome. That's what it's like, man. It just hurts. You're right. Christian says, another game where they make a huge run but just fall short at the end. Yeah, that's kind of our MO when we get down real big, right? Is we push almost all the way back. And who knows? Here's the thing. With Luka Doncic, I know it sounds like a fairy tale or something like that. I just believe in Luka. Like, even when he's been letting me down the whole game, I just believe in him. And him in the closing minutes with the ball in his hand, I like it. I like my odds. I like my chances, right? And they literally took him off the floor. And you could blame Luka for that. That you might say, why wasn't he avoiding contact right there? Maybe that's because he's a 5-time first-team All-NBA guy, and he knows they won't call a foul on him. Not a touchy foul right there. Maybe that's what he knows, and they proved him wrong. I tweeted this out, and I just said, man, they really do hate Luka. And listen, I get it. I get the human nature of it, right? He barks at them. He shows them up. I get it. They hate him, though. Don't tell me they don't. Don't tell me they don't. They hate him. Yeah, certain refs probably more than others, but yeah, he doesn't get the treatment of a player of his caliber deserves. And I feel like that's a fact. I know it's an opinion, but I feel like it's a fact. Eric says, who cares? I care, Eric. If you don't believe you shouldn't be here, Luka said that. Great season, boys. Yeah. I don't want to talk like that just yet. Give me a few days, and maybe we will be talking like that. But it has been an amazing, amazing season. Antonio says, Luka down the stretch would have been nice, but oh well. Ain't over till it's over. Yeah, I'm with you. It ain't over till it's over. You got to hold on. You got to hold out hope and hold on to the team, right? See if they can maybe do something. Make history. I mean, who knows? Like I said, all the math laughs in our faces. Yeah, now Luka down the stretch wouldn't have been nice. Luka should have been there down the stretch. And he should have been. Let me just say this. As someone who has watched Draymond Green play his entire career, Luka should not only have been in the game, but he also should have been able to get away with murder. Because when the best player on the court, when the best player on the floor has 5 fouls, that's when the refs swallow their whistles. That's when they go, like, well, we're not going to foul him out. And you might say, that just call it according to the rule book. I'm just telling you, that's not how the game works. That's not how the game has ever been officiated. My fandom goes back to the 80s. I can't speak to the 70s, right? But my fandom goes back to the 80s. What I'm telling you is the superstars, when they get to 5 fouls, they have to behead someone to get the 6th. In the playoffs, in a huge moment, I was like, I couldn't believe, I can't even believe it now. You can see it, right? I can't even believe it now. It just means how much they hate him. And hate might be the wrong word. It just means they really don't like that kid. And they want to send a message to him. Here's the thing. Is Luka smart enough to get this message? Is there anyone in his life? Is there anyone employed by the Mavs? Is there anyone that can get his ear who is able to get that message across to him? If he's not smart enough to get it himself, he's a 25-year-old young man. If you're not that old, then you're young. But like, if you're older like me, you remember what it's like being 25. Now, I can't compare myself to Luka because I've never been the best at anything. He's been the best at everything since he's been 14 years old. So he may not, I don't know. I know his basketball IQ is smart enough. I wonder if his pride will allow him to be smart enough to know, I cannot be this man anymore to the referees. I can't. They have too much power over my destiny. I have to adjust. I have to swallow my pride and adapt. I have to stop screaming at them and throwing my hands up at them and cursing at them. I have to get back on defense. He needs to draw that circle around himself and go, the problem is in here, not out there. My relationship with the referees of this game is one man's responsibility, not Adam Silver, not the head of the ref association, me. My relationship with the refs of the NBA is entirely my responsibility. Jeremiah says, I'm just effing sad. Angelo says, I hate the bench players. Yeah, man. We were getting, D Jones was giving us those big games for a while, wasn't he? And a few of those series, he was coming up big. And now, I think last game he had 11 points, which was nice. Let's see what he had tonight. D Jones, 15 minutes, 2 points. Tim Hardaway, 19 minutes, 0 points. 0 points. How many looks did he get up, though? Yeah, 0 for 5. 0 for 5 from the field. 0 for 3 from 3. What is Jason Kidd doing? Like, I can't with that one, man. I have a hard time being logical and fair when it comes to Tim Hardaway because we know what he is. We know. And I thought Kidd had learned the lesson. Francisco's feeling nothing. The money, Tim Hardaway needs to be cut. Well, he can't be cut, but he doesn't need to be re-signed. He's got 1 year on what should be a tradable contract, right? If he has any value at all. Mendez says, just fire Kidd at this point. We just signed him for 4 more years. Adorable Aisha. Am I saying that right? I'm so sorry if I'm not. Adorable. I'll just say AA. How's that? AA says that this team fooled me. We don't have any players that can create their own shots outside of Kyrie and Luka. But we knew that. We knew that. And by the way, PJ can create a shot. He doesn't do it like, he's not going to do it like Kyrie and Luka, but he can get in the paint. He can get that floater up. But yeah, not as, an awesome third option unless he's going to grow. Here's the thing. PJ could come into next season with a whole new set of tools in his bag. He's 25. This is the first time he's ever played meaningful basketball in his life. Was the last, 25, 30 games with the Mavs and this playoff run. PJ reads to me as a man who takes his business seriously. Like, I could see PJ coming into the game next season, to the season and having like, oh, we got that now. Oh, he added that. Like, I could see it. I wouldn't be shocked. I don't know that I predict it, but I see him as a serious young man. He's only 25 years old. I see him as a serious dude who takes his game seriously. And I bet he comes into next season not a little bit better, considerably better. Good enough to be our third scoring option? Boy, I sure would rather have him as a fourth, wouldn't you? I sure would rather have him as a fourth. Listen, I'm all for signing a good player and all that kind of stuff in the offseason if we can. You know who I'd like to see our third offensive option be? Derek Lively. I don't know if it can happen next season, but like 2 seasons from now, dude, if you told me, hey, Bo, I just came from the future, Derek Lively the second is averaging 17 points and 11 rebounds, I'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, oh, yeah. Next season may be too early. But and I'm not even talking about three-pointers. I'm just talking about figuring out paint scoring, and making some free throws. Barbender says, why are we putting Timmy in clutch positions? Why? Yeah, good question. Idiocy. Lunacy. I don't understand it. Journey Cox says, I think that Boston is the better shooting team, and I think we have the size advantage, but we can't throw lob after lob against the Wolves. We can throw them, but we can't against the Celtics. Why? Yeah, it's a good question. I'm not saying it has to be lob after lob after lob, but why can't we either take advantage of the size for a lob, and they're trying to take the lobs away. So, but you can't tell me Derek Lively can't get up a great shot against Derek White. You can't tell me that Gafford hasn't proven that he can get up a good shot against Tatum. Like, I just don't. I think they can. And at the very least, this is what I've been saying. I know they're not good post scorers, like in that sense, in the conventional sense. They're not going to Hakeem or Shaq you down there. Like, they're not going to do that. They need you to create their bucket for them. But they'll at least put fouls. They'll at least put fouls on whoever's guarding them. They may miss a bunch of free throws while they're doing it, but those fouls early on in the game, that's valuable, man. I would love to see in the first couple quarters, just go to whoever our big is. If we have an advantage like the Celtics are daring us to take advantage of, I would try it. I would try it more. DEM says feeling suicidal. I'm feeling bad too, DEM. I really hope that's an exaggeration. I hope that's hyperbole. One of my dearest friends committed suicide a few years ago out of the blue. No one even knew he was down or discouraged or depressed. And all I would ever say about that, not to get really serious, but all I would say about that is you don't know what that decision would do to the people that love you. It devastates. I'm still devastated. But I'm assuming that's hyperbole. If it's not, DEM, if it's not, DM me. And we can talk, man. Okay? Jeremy says, see you in Game 7. Oh, my favorite comment of the night right there, Jeremy. A man who's living on faith. One step at a time, brother. Listen, I'm a man of faith. I don't know if I have faith in the Mavs, though, at this point. Oh, I like it, Jeremy. You just... Woo, that tickled me, man. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it. Josh, gonna KMS RQ. I don't know what that means, Josh. I'm an old man. I'm sorry. Miss Bay says, maybe Luka will finally go on a diet and come back ultra Luka to win the championship. Hey, Giannis Antetokounmpo did that. Giannis is a much better athlete than Luka Doncic, and he realized that for him to achieve his potential, it meant getting serious. Luka never has. He never has. He has never once come into a season in what we would call NBA shape. He's just... So I criticize him. Let me compliment him. He's just so much more talented than everybody else. He's so much stronger. He's taller. His vision is ridiculous. His IQ is off the charts. Like, he's just so much better than almost everyone else in the world. But yeah, the next step for him is to figure out how to interact with the refs in a healthy way and get on a real diet. Take your job a little more seriously than you ever have before, or maybe a lot. Honest LeBron fan. Hey, listen, I'm here for it, man. Dead people have no idea how lucky they are. Matthew. Oh man. So some of y'all had some funny comments. Good stuff, guys. All right, so let me catch up on the chat here. I don't know if you guys have been going crazy or no, not too many comments. Let's see here. I had a bad feeling about this game when you start the game off great and then somehow end up the quarter only up 1. Yeah, that was really unsettling. But we know the Celtics can do that. We know they can do that. But yeah, it was not an encouraging sign at all. 35 years, LOL, dang. I thought I was old with 20 years of watching ball. Yeah, I'm kind of old, man. Young at heart, though, right? Young at heart. Trying to live a healthy life. Yeah, I've got some years on the league for sure as a fan. Richard says, even the biggest Luka fan has to admit the barking at the refs and letting it affect his own game is where he needs to grow. Absolutely. And I am a huge Luka fan. I don't have any problem criticizing him. And those are the Luka stans, right? They just literally won't allow themselves to be thoughtfully critical of him, even like in a loving way, in a compassionate way. I really would like it if you worked on that. They won't even allow that. Those are just stans, and they'll blow in and blow out of town, like, whatever. They're not Mavericks fans. I'm a Mavericks fan. Zero, what's up? Dallas in North Korea mode. Yeah, man, it's tough to be a Mavs fan tonight, right? What's the curfew for right now for everybody? The government's got us on lockdown. Oh, guys. I don't even know how long this stream has gone. Where's the timer? I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. I'm at a point, though, guys, where I think y'all have kind of cheered my mood a little bit. I need to go spend some time with my family should probably be asleep, but had a long day. And was hoping I would come home after this long day and get a Mavs win. I was really expecting a win tonight. I was really not hopeful, not just like, oh, answer my prayers. I was expecting a win. They did this to us with no KP on our home floor with Kyrie balling out in that first half. I was expecting a win. Forever and always, until I see you again. Go Mavs.